So let's come and sit comfortably and bring our hands together. Check in with how we're feeling right now. Set an intention for your practice today. Let's open with an Om. Inhale. All right, softly open the eyes, place the hands on the knees. So today we're going to work on hips, lower back. So let's inhale forward, exhale backwards, and legs, and probably some shoulders. Let's do a special swim strength and release class. How about that? We'll call it that. Swimming, strengthening, and releasing. So as you come around, really feel all the muscles of the hips, opening up the lower back. Exhale back. So as a swimmer, you need to work on the breath. The breath is very, very important. My father is a long distance swimmer, and he taught me to swim since a little small child. Let's reverse. Let's also open up the chest and then concave, open. So really start getting some flexibility into the spine. You can move the shoulders around as you go. All right, come to center. We're going to now rock the pelvis back and forth. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see. So the top of the body is holding still, and then we're just going to rock the pelvis back and forth. So we're rocking on our sits bones. Inhaling forward, exhale back. And you can actually put your hands in your belly and feel your abs working. So when we work on the abs, it takes pressure off the lower back. Now let's bring our movement to the upper chest. So open the chest, closing it. So really moving the shoulders back and forth. Squeeze between the shoulder blades and then close them. All right, let's the last one. And now we're going to open the arms all the way up. Really get a nice back bend. Feel the whole back stretching. And then exhale, bring the hands to the heart, rounding. So when we swim a lot or even sit a lot, our back gets really tight. So doing this whole big opener is a great way to start bringing some blood flow into the spine. So really inhale deeply through the nose, exhale all the breath out. Feel the stretch through the chest and into the shoulders. And then feel the stretch across the back, the shoulder blades. And the more slow you go, the more you can feel all the muscles opening and releasing. All right, when you bring your hands back to your chest, Let's do 5 humming bee breaths. So humming bee breath is a great way to lengthen the breath. It's a way to practice breath control. So we're going to inhale and exhale through the nose, and the humming bee, it sounds like hmm. So we're going to do 5 breaths. And as we inhale, I want us to inhale very slowly. So don't gasp in through the nose, just inhale slowly. Let's go. Last one, inhale very, very slowly. Beautiful. We're going to now open the legs out into a big wide-legged position and open them without your hands. So try to open up the legs without using your hands and just see wherever they can come, okay? And then we're going to go back and forth with our hands on each side. So this is going to start warming up our hamstrings. So inhale through the nose. Try to keep your back as straight as possible. Don't round it. If your hamstrings are tight, you can bend your knees. So this is a dynamic hamstring opener. All right, one more on each side. Come up to front, come up to center. Now we're going to point the toes and pull the toes back. So point the ankle, bring the toes back. So we're stretching out the ankle. So the ankle gets really, really tight. So it's really good to point and flex the feet. So let's inhale when we point, exhale when we flex. One more. And now we're going to squeeze the toes together into a little fist and then stretch them out. Inhaling, squeezing. Let me show you close up what it looks like. So toe health is really important and keeping our toes nice and flexible. So I'm not moving my ankle, I'm only moving my toes. See, my ankle is not moving at all. I'm just moving my toes. All right, let that go. We're going to now open up the shoulders. So let's start with the right hand. Bring the right hand right behind the shoulder blades, or between. Then take the left hand on top of the elbow and push. So we're pushing the elbow in with the hand, and then we're going to push up. See how far I'm moving? The upper, I'm moving up with my elbow. And this is coming from the lats, okay? It's really a big lats stretch. So once I get into position, then I'm going to breathe. We're going to take 5 deep breaths. So let me come up close so you can see exactly. So my arm is in between the shoulder blades and I'm pressing on the elbow point. There, yep, okay, good. So this part is really getting stretched right here. So we're going to do 5 deep breaths and we're going to hold for 2 seconds at the top of each breath. Ready? Through the nose. And use your breath to open. 1, 2 more. And last big breath, make it the biggest one yet. All right, bring the arm out slowly. Whew, it's a really big stretch. Okay, shake out the arms. Ah, okay, great. So now we're going to go to the other side. So we bring the left hand right in between the shoulder blades like this. So the elbow is pointed up. All right, then we take the hand on top. The hand is going to come on top and press the elbow down, and the elbow is going to point up. So watch how much movement. See that? And that's opening up all these lats over here. So then press, and then we're going to do 5 deep breaths, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Make it the biggest one yet. Let go slowly. Let go. Whew. All right. Great. All right. We're going to do one more seating pose. Or maybe not even one more. Maybe more than that. We're going to take our legs wider than our mat. And then we're going to drop the knees open. Okay? So we're at 90-degree angles. Then we're going to take our knee up and then bring the other one over. So this is a strengthener and opener for our hips. So opening the knees, we're just going to go back and forth. So inhale, exhale, the other knee close, inhale. So we're going kind of one at a time. And you can feel all the muscles of the hip flexors having to work hard to make this happen. So we can take our arms and put them on, hold each other, the elbows. Inhaling as the leg starts opening, exhale as the knee starts closing. Now, if this is too easy for you, what we're going to do is when we come down to one side, we're going to push ourselves up. Okay? Yep. And then push down and then flip that knee over and then push ourselves up. Only using our leg strength. So if this is too hard, just keep doing this without pushing up. Okay? So just if you want to try, you can, but if it's too hard, don't worry about it. We can keep working on this. All right, let's do one more on each side. And then when you finish your last one, come to center. And I totally lied because we're not done yet. So we're going to take our arms, touching the right hand on the right side, bring the left hand over, and then touching the left hand to the ground, bring the right hand over. So what you can do to make this really, really deep, if you feel like it's good, you can bend the elbow and reach really far. But if you're very tight, you can also have your arms straight. So you pick which one. So let's inhale as we reach, exhale as we come up. Breathing through the nose. All right, let's do one more each side. Wonderful. All right, so we're gonna work on our squats because squatting is always a good thing to work on. So remember that you have lots of options in the squat. You can be up here. You can have a blanket under your heels. If the heels are coming off the ground, you can put your heels on the blanket. So wherever you are, come onto your squat. And so breath control is really, really important, okay? So we're going to do 3 ohms, and an ohm is holding the breath and letting it out slowly. And that's what you want to work on when you're thinking about doing various kinds of exercise, including swimming. All right, ready? Inhale, we're gonna do 3 of them. So squeeze the glutes and the quads. Home. Home. Last one, inhale. Home. Beautiful. We're going to put our hands on the ground and push our tailbone straight up, and we're going to do it 5 times. Ready? Inhale up. Exhale down. That was 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Oh, we're only supposed to do 5. All right, so when you come up, let your head drop, bend your knees, grab the elbows, and sway. Feel your heart beating. You can sort of pedal out your legs and start letting your hamstrings get more stretched out. All right, we're going to do a folded flow twist. So taking the right hand to the left foot, reach up with the left hand, inhaling. Exhale, drop your head so the tip of the head is all the way coming towards the ground, and then inhale up the right arm. Then exhale, the tip of the head always comes down. And move back and forth at your own pace. Really stretching through the arms when they come up, letting the head fall between. And go slowly. Don't go quickly. Just go slowly and make it a mindful movement. Otherwise, you're using momentum. All right, one more on each side. All right, we're going to come up slowly. Whew. Oh. Yeah, let's sway out our hips a little bit. Whew. Go the other direction. All right, so we have a lot of very exciting things we're going to do today, but we're going to start off with side plank. So the side of our body gets weak when we don't get enough exercise in it. All right, so we're going to do 5 deep breaths in a side plank. There's 2 options. The first is you bring your hand down and your knee down, and you go like this. That's your first option. The second option is you bring your foot out. Third option is you bring your foot up. Okay? 3 options. Whatever you decide. Let's do 5 deep breaths in whichever one you pick. You ready? Inhale and exhale through the nose. and 5. All right, come down gracefully. We're going to swap to the other side. All right, so check on this side of the body. Maybe this side of the body wants something different. Decide, and then get in position. Let's breathe 5 times. Inhale, exhale through the nose. And last breath. All right. Wonderful. Shake it out. So the wrists get really tight. So let's take the hands and flop them. Flop the hands back and forth. Whew. And then let's wave. Hi. And then let's do little karate chops. So when we do planking, the hands can get really, really tight. So it's really good. And then let's do little fists, similar to what we did with our toes, and then shake them out. Okay, so that should help any tension get out. You can also shake your shoulders. Okay, great. So now we're gonna do chaturanga practice. So chaturanga practice, I really recommend having some blocks or some books underneath you. So if you have something like that, you can do that. So what we're gonna do is we can have the legs up or the knees down, either way. So the knees are up or down, and we're bringing our hands right underneath our shoulders. And if you have blocks, you would bring your thumbs right next to the block. And then we're going to lower down by rotating out the biceps so that the bicep is pointed forward, right? So look down and make sure your bicep is pointed forward. And then you bend the elbows, try to bring the elbows next to the ribs, and then you push back up. So you only come down as far as feels completely safe, and then you push back up, all right? So we're gonna do 5. Make sure your bicep is completely rotated outwards, and then lower down slowly. It's basically a half push-up. All right, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, good. Okay, come on up, and let's open up the wrists again. A lot of wrist stuff today. But don't worry, we're gonna do a lot of leg work in a moment. Okay, so you can move the blocks away. So we're gonna come up and work on Warrior 2. So Warrior 2, it's best to do it coming to the top of the mat and take a big step back with the left foot. All right, so the left foot is at a little bit of an angle, and then you want to have the hands right underneath your hand, the feet right underneath your hands. And once you make sure that your stance is wide enough, then you bend the right knee. So you want a nice right angle in that front knee. Then take your right hand behind the thigh and press. So you want the knee to be going towards the wall behind you, towards the right. You don't want the knee falling in. See how that, don't want the knee falling in. You want the knee pressing outwards, okay? Once you have the leg nice and firm, that quad is strong, then what you do is you pull the inner thighs towards each other, okay? So you want the thighs to be pulling in. And then once you have that, you push the feet apart, pull in, and then we breathe. So let's do 5 deep breaths here. And 5. Biggest one yet. All right, beautiful. So let's push, let's pop. Actually, we're gonna keep this knee bent, keep that knee bent, and we're gonna take the left leg and pop it in once and then twice, okay? And we're gonna be using that later. So that little popping action is important. All right, come up and then shake it out. All right, so we just take a big step back with our left leg. Now we're gonna take a big step back with our right. I'm just gonna come over here so I'm still facing you. So take a big step back with your right leg, and now check. Is your legs at the right place? You want your hands right over the legs, okay? So you can move it and adjust it based on your hands. Once you have your hands in the right place, or your legs in the right place, feet, then bend the left knee. Nice right angle. Then take the left hand behind and press the thigh into the hand. You don't want the knee falling forward. You want it pressing back. This should be very nice and taut. Once you have that, squeeze the inner thighs together. Straighten the arms. And let's do our 5 deep breaths. So pushing into the ground, squeezing the inner thighs. It's 2 motions going in opposite directions, right? 5 deep breaths with a 2-second hold at the top. Inhale. And last deep breath. Bonus breath. Okay, now stay here and take the hop in with the right leg. Hop, hop. Okay, good. So we're going to be playing with that hop in a second. So we're going to go into a half moon pose. Okay, half moon. So the options with this are you can use a chair, you can use a block, or you can use the floor. So let me show you what it looks like with a block. And then I don't have a chair, but you can also use a chair. So half moon is a warrior 2, okay? Everything's set up, squeezing the inner thighs, the right angle. Then you're going to bring the block out in front of you. So what we're gonna do is then bring the elbow, the right elbow to the right knee or right thigh, and then we're gonna do those 2 hops, just like we practiced. 1, 2, and then we're gonna bend the left knee, come down to the chair or the yoga block or the floor, put our hand on the block, and then slowly lift the left leg up, maintaining balance and straightening the leg. Once we have that leg straight, then we lift the arm. We can move the block or the chair to where it needs to be, and then we hold for 5 deep breaths. So let's hold at the top for 2 counts, 2 seconds, okay? This is a balanced pose, and it's like a very big pose, so it might be challenging. All right, ready? Inhale. All right, so how do we come out of this? We bend the right knee, slowly bring the left leg down, then we can straighten up. Whew, okay, that's a challenging pose, and if you had a hard time, it's okay. Self-love, okay? Self-love. So it's a balancing pose. It's externally rotating the hip and strengthening the hip, all right? So your hips may feel very tight after that. So let's shake it out. Maybe you can do some tapping of the muscles to loosen it. So it's really a fantastic pose. So let's go and do the other side. I'm going to come to this side just so I can keep looking at you. So setting my block down, taking my step out. First of all, check my stance. Am I in the right place? Then bend the inner thigh. Push against the hand. Make sure the inner thigh is not rolling forward. The knee doesn't want to roll forward. Once we have that, we do our 2 hops, okay? Hop the right leg in once, hop it twice, bend both legs, bring your hand to the chair or to the block or to the floor. Then you can reposition the block and slowly straighten the left leg and lift the right leg. So I'm coming off screen here, so I'll just move. All right, so the toes are pointed forward, the arms are reaching straight out, and you may notice this side is different. All right, once you're in your position, let's breathe. 5 deep breaths with 1 second or 2 seconds at the top of each. And last big breath. So slowly bend the left leg, lowering the right leg with control. The more control you have, the more muscles are working, and then slowly bring your body up. All right. That was hard, huh? It was a hard one. Yeah, it's a good one and a hard one. Okay, let's go ahead and work on tree pose, something that's also balance and works the hips. But let's do a little arm thing in the meantime. So we're going to inhale, the elbows back. Okay, actually exhale. Exhale the elbows back. Inhale the arms forward. The right arm is on top. Exhale the elbows back. Left elbows on top. Exhale the arms back. Inhale the arms straight up. And then repeat. You can close your eyes and just practice the movement. All right, one more. And then let's stand in Tadasana for a moment, feeling the movement through our body. Close your eyes, micro bend the knees, drop the tailbone. Feel your heart beating. All right, beautiful. We're going to work on tree pose. So tree pose can be done in 3 different variations. The first is bringing the weight onto the left foot, the toes, the right toes next to the ankle, and inhale the arms up. That's number 1. Number 2 is you bring your foot to the calf. That's number 2. The third is bringing the foot all the way up into the inner thigh. So whichever one is fine. And let's do 10 deep breaths with a 2-second hold at the top. So wherever you are, you want to push the leg against the foot and the foot against the leg. So it's really, really strong. All right, ready? Inhale. All right, last deep breath. All right, fly, fly, my precious little birds. Come out gracefully, come out gracefully. All right, beautiful. All right, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Do a little dance. All right, great. So now we're gonna move our weight onto the right leg, bringing the left toes next to the right ankle. Inhale the arms up. You can stay here, or you can slide your foot to your calf. Remember not to press on the knee. And if you want to, you can bring your foot all the way up to the top. If you do, I want you to really press the inner thigh against the foot and the foot against the inner thigh. Once you're in position, we're gonna do our 5 deep breaths with a 2-second hold at the top. Ready? Last deep breath. And descend gracefully like a bird flying for the first time. So beautiful. All right, wonderful. Okay, we're gonna now do a lunge and open up the psoas. So we did some inner thigh, some quad work. So now let's open up the psoas. So we're gonna step to the top of the mat. Let's take a big step back with the left leg. So the lunge is different than our warrior two because the heel is up and all the toes are pointed towards the front of the mat. So once you come here, we're gonna inhale the arms up and then we're gonna bow down. This is again a balancing pose. And we're gonna do 5. So that front knee doesn't move. And we'll call this one the 5th one. And then bring the leg up. Stand. Take a moment at the top of the mat. Into Tadasana. And close your eyes. Feel your heart beating. And feel the difference on the legs. All right, let's take a big step back with our right foot. So the left knee is fully bent. The right heel is off the ground. The right heel is off the ground and the toes are all pointed forward. So take a look at your feet and check to see are all your toes pointed directly forward if you had a measurement tool, and is your heel off the ground, okay? Once you've checked and you make sure your feet are all correct, then inhale up. We're gonna do 5. So look at your hands the whole way and get a nice little back bend. And 5th one. Take a step up with your right leg. And as you step slowly and feel your psoas working. That psoas is the muscle that pulls the leg forward. All right, let's stand at the top of our mat. And again, feel our heart beating. Close your eyes. All right, let's do one more breath here. All right, shake it out. We're gonna come into dolphin. So dolphin is like a downward dog, but the arms are like this, okay? So we're gonna clasp the hands and have our forearms are on the mat, okay? So take a look what it looks like. So bring the hands down, stepping the feet back. And once you get down, you can pedal out the legs. So it's a lot like downward dog, but it's better because it's not so much wrist pain. So your wrists have a little break because we've already done some side planks and various chaturanga practice and things. So just let's do 5 deep breaths here and down in our dolphin, stretching out the hamstrings. So gently press the feet towards the back wall, but don't pull any muscles. Just be gentle. So 5 deep breaths. Ready? 2-second hold at top. Last deep breath. Okay, we're gonna now work on our psoas. So we're gonna take our right knee to the right elbow. Inhaling up, exhale down. Now bring the left knee to the left elbow. So keep your butt in the air. Try not to flatten out. Breathing through the nose the whole time. Last one. And then when you're ready, you can bring your knees down and come into child's pose. Stretching the arms out overhead, letting your head rest on the floor. You can take your knees further or closer together depending on how tight your knees are. All right, one more deep breath in child's pose. And then we're going to go into pigeon. All right, so we've been working hard on our hips, opening the hips. And so the hips should be warm enough right now. And if you come into pigeon and it's just too hard, then what you can do is flip onto your back and bring your legs up like this. Okay, so my hands are through my legs and my hands are my quad. That's the other option. Otherwise, if you feel like pigeon is in your practice today, what we'll do is come to cat table pose, and we'll start with the right leg. So bringing the right ankle up next to the left wrist, then come down, walk the knee down, and we're going to stay for 10 breaths. So look up first through the collarbones. So if you're in pigeon in figure 4, just go ahead and breathe in your figure 4 position, or you can come into pigeon either way. All right, then once you're up, then slowly walk your hands down to your forearms. You can stay on your forearms, or you can come down to your hands. When you come to, wherever you want to come, we're going to do 10 deep breaths with a 2-second hold. All right, inhale. All right, last deep breath. And then slowly push yourself up. Once you come up, there's an option of bringing the left leg up, and you can grab the toes. So this is a quad opener, opening for the chest. You can either push the toes into the hand first, and then you can pull the toes slightly towards your bum. But don't yank too hard because you might pull a muscle, so be gentle. But we've been working the quads hard, so this should feel pretty good right now. Let's do 2 deep breaths here. All right, beautiful. Let's let that leg go. Come out, bring the leg back. And come up and shake it out. And then let's go on the other side. Okay, so coming back to a neutral table, we're going to take the left ankle next to the right wrist. Walk that right leg back. Then look up. Let's do 3 deep breaths looking up, opening the collarbones. And then walk yourself down onto your forearms. You can stay here, or you can come down into your hands And once we get down, we're going to do our 10 deep breaths with a 2-second hold at the top. So really use the breath to open up the muscles. Using the nose for the whole time. All right, last breath, make it the biggest one yet. Slowly push yourself up. Stretch through the collarbones. And then the option here is if you feel like you can do this, take your foot, your right leg up, reach your hand back, grab the foot. First push the foot away, which activates the quad. And then slowly bring the foot towards your bum. Very carefully. Don't pull any muscles at the end of class here. You guys have done so well so far. So let's do 3 deep breaths here. Looking up. All right, let it go slowly. Let's do a downward dog. So pushing back, pedaling out the legs. You can deeply bend the knees and turn side to side. And then when you're ready, you can come down and we're going to do a happy baby. So coming onto your back, we're going to grab our feet and rock. Rock from side to side, front to back, whatever feels good, because you basically want to take any tension out of your back that you put in there during all our practice today. You can roll the legs overhead. For a plow, you can do a little shoulder inversion if you want. Whatever feels really good right now. Just rolling back and forth feels really nice. Using gravity to massage out your spine. And then when you're ready, come on down. Let's stretch out for a second. And then lay down and rest in Shavasana. So if you're able to stay in Shavasana longer, please do. You can stay there as long as you want to. Let's do 3 deep physiological sighs on the inhale, floating. You're going to continue to lay down. Inhaling and then sinking into the ground. So inhale in 2 parts and then exhale through the mouth. Bring your hands over your heart. Remember your intention for practice. Check in with how you're feeling now compared to the beginning of practice. Thank yourself for making the time for yoga today. And may the benefits of this practice benefit you and everyone you meet. Namaste.